Another lesson learned over the past 60 years of engaging in struggle for human and civil rights is politics is the expression of economic interests, and the vote is the currency of politics. In reality, the vote is used to determine two things: the direction and size of government, and whose economic and political interests will be served. And this is, again, this is hard because generally we think elections are about individuals, about whether this individual or that individual should be elected. It is about that. Yes, that is part of it. When you begin to really look at politics, there are two really fundamental things that we should look at. The first is who will define, and the second is who will decide. Now, the question of definition. The question of definition is really the legislative function. That says, what are the laws, what are the rules, who sets the rules, and also what you go to jail for, what you get taxed for, all of the kinds of things. You need to have people who have a particular view of the world that says these are the things that people need and the government should be doing. What we have in the United States in a lot of ways is it's a pyramid and an economic pyramid, and the people at the top really set the political agenda. The fight for us really is how do we broaden that political agenda so politics really reflect the interests and the necessities of those further down the economic chain. So my sense is that we need to understand that politics and economics are really connected. Our political interests and our economic interests are connected. And so therefore, the ability to have people and elect people in the legislature who have our interests on the legislative side is really important. And secondly, people on the executive side who really define. And when I say define in government, we're really talking about budgets. We're really talking about who gets expenditures put into their area of interest. We're looking at whether, in fact, we build a baseball stadium or we build affordable housing. We're looking at whether, we have tax breaks for the rich or whether, in fact, we have Medicare and expansion of Medicaid. We're looking at whether, people who are wealthy that pays taxes or whether we support the work that has to be done for climate change. The vote isn't just about a vote. It's not just about, electing an individual. It's about exercising collective power to make sure that two things happen. One, that our economic and political interests are served, and two, that the government, the direction of the government supports all the people as opposed to just a few.